Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very special edition of Dungeon Nytes. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, Fated, aka Oisin, was not able to be with us for our Saturday night session. But as he had gloom-stalkered himself away, we figured it might be a nice time to introduce a little bonus content and see what Oisin was up to while Leif and Godoruk were on their way back from their talk with Lady Venomfang and Conyberry, and while Bamir and Asteria and Droop were off having fun in the Dragon Barrel. So, without further ado, let's set the scene and get back to Oisin. Oisin, let's see. We're taken back to the time right after you disappeared. You had learned via some magical messaging that Leif and Godoruk had traveled to Conyberry to meet with Lady Venomfang. And after finishing up a conversation with Xanth the Centaur, the light faded from the day, and you slipped into your invisible darkness. Where did you go?
At first, just away. I didn't want to be around anyone. I don't want to be around anyone. So angry. I feel betrayed. Deceit does not bode well in me. Why would Leif not just be forthcoming? It's fine if you wanted to go and maybe speak with her. I probably wouldn't have been okay with it, but I at least would have wanted to go to make sure he was okay. I have zero trust for a dragon. And she vowed vengeance against him. I don't know if he's okay now. I need to go.
Oisin, you start walking, moving further into the wood, in the direction of Conyberry. You are at least 2 full days from Conyberry. Even with your ranger abilities and your ability to forego sleep for 4 hours of meditation, you're still 2 days away. But that doesn't stop you. You start running. Running into the night. You run for a couple hours. Still early into the morning. Good bit of time yet before the sun comes up. All the while, you felt your arm pulsing, almost as if it has a second heartbeat from your own. And as you stop, climb up a tree, try to get a bearing on your surroundings, finally taking a break.
I need to see where I am.
You know where you are.
It almost seems fruitless.
How so?
I can't move fast enough.
No, you can't.
Yet you move anyway.
Determination.
Foolishness.
I agree. What would you have me do?
What would you have you do?
I can't get there in time.
In time for what? What are you so afraid of, Oisin?
They're my friends. Even you had friends, have friends. People you care about.
Of course. Your fear dwells deep. Many scars that you keep open on purpose. Why?
I have a long memory. They're part of it.
You're now.
Your mem.
It's always long memories. That's no excuse. Are you afraid you're gonna lose your penchant for vengeance if you let things heal?
Maybe I'm afraid that if I let it heal, I won't have a reason to hold on to the vengeance. Maybe I like where I'm sitting.
Maybe you do. However, Oisin, our last discussion, you sought to refuse me. Now you seek to refuse to heal.
We mortals are fickle creatures, are we not?
Of course. But I think your problem lies in feeling like they're mutually exclusive. Can you not heal and also claim vengeance?
You know, they do say that time heals all wounds. I don't subscribe to that belief.
Well, you're wrong.
I think it takes effort.
Does heal wounds. Time heals many things. But vengeance doesn't need healing. Vengeance is a choice. It's not a wound, Oisin. There are many that turn the other cheek, seek forgiveness. For others, for themselves. But vengeance, it's a different kind of thing. Trust me, I know. I've held on to vengeance and chosen vengeance for so very long. So long that vengeance has become justice.
I would agree that they can align themselves in certain situations.
Oisin, it's not about certain situations. It's how you approach it. You suffered a great tragedy. Much like many. Much like myself. Even to our hated enemies, they feel that they suffer as well at our hands. Are we really seeking vengeance? Or is it justice?
They started this. We merely seek to end it.
Oh. Is that what we seek to do?
To destroy Lulth and all of her followers? Yes. Those that dwell in the deep? Yes.
What of the innocents?
I do have a problem with taking innocent life.
Is there such thing as an innocent drow?
They might argue that there's no such thing as an innocent wood elf. And yet my family lays slain. They deserve justice, do they not?
But you don't seek justice. You seek vengeance.
Are they not the same in this respect?
You tell me.
I feel they are.
Justice comes from a moral high ground of what's right. Vengeance is a choice. Oisin, I offered you an extension of my power before, and you rejected it.
Foolishly, I might add. We lost someone not long after that.
Foolish, was it?
Of me. We have come so close, so many times, since yours and my last meeting, to death. I apologize.
Oh. You're feeling remorseful.
What an idiot I must be to reject my deity's offering.
Oisin, make no mistake. I'm not here to judge. This whole time, we've been talking about vengeance and justice, moral equivalence, healing. Oisin, as you said, mortals are fickle beings, whether they live as long as elves or as long as man. That doesn't take away choice. That doesn't get in the way of choice. We make choices all the time. Choices in turn come with consequences. I do not require an apology of you, Oisin.
And yet I feel it necessary.
Oisin, I am not an authority. I am your deity.
Doesn't that make you the highest authority in my mind? It does. Who but do I answer to but you?
Who but do any of us answer to but ourselves?
Well spoken.
Oisin, I'm trying to teach you a lesson. There are consequences in your life. There are consequences in all life. There are consequences when the drow decided to come and attack us.
I want to be that consequence.
There are consequences when we choose to retaliate back. We lose friends and loved ones in the battle. But only we can determine whether or not it's worth it to either continue going, foolishly or otherwise, or whether it's not This concept of a higher authority merely abdicates responsibility. Oisin, we have chosen each other. There will be times where you will refuse me and times where you won't. This neither angers me or pleases me, it merely is. Do you understand now?
Yes, Lord.
I'm not your lord. I'm not your king. I'm not even your god. I am your power. And you, Oisin, are a wonderful, wonderful conduit for that power. When you choose to be.
And if I chose so now?
You once again feel alone. At the top of a tree on an overlook.
And it's about what time in the morning? You said it was
around-
early, so
Probably around between 3 and 4.
so I might take the opportunity to meditate right then and there for the next 4 hours.
Sure. You're high up atop a tree. Kind of within a decent amount of cover.
And during my trance, I will reflect on the conversation with Shevaresh. And I may even attempt to reach out during my meditation to him again to converse more.
You can feel Shevaresh on the edge of your consciousness during your meditation. You can feel almost like a pressure on the edge of your reality. But it doesn't ever come in. Just merely reveals that it's there.
After I come out of my trance, thinking about what he said, I'm going to scan like the forest floor below me for any kind of small game.
You find a few small rabbits. You saw a turkey run by.
I would like to take a shot at one of the rabbits, but I would like to attempt to channel maybe a bit of that rage and touch on it and see if what Shevaresh said was the truth through action. If I'm such a great conduit, maybe I'm asking for proof in a shot.
Give me a wisdom check. Oisin, you take aim at this rabbit at the base of a tree. A good 60 feet down. You're pretty high up. And as you take aim, you begin to kind of channel Shevaresh. And you channel this power that he speaks of. And you can feel the kind of beat in your arm become a beat within your own. You feel your arm steady. And as you take aim at the rabbit, you betray your own confidence as you sync with the power. And you once again look at your target and realize it's just an animal. And quickly that feeling recedes. And as you loose the arrow, it flies a good foot above where the rabbit is, and it runs away.
Shit. There goes breakfast.
You almost feel like a quiet laughter in the back of your mind.
Ha ha, asshole.
And it's
If I can't do it when it doesn't count, how do I know I'm going to be able to do it when it does? Huh? Huh? Uh-huh.
you trek on through the day.
Where am I even going?
It's a good question. Where are you going?
How far did I make it the previous evening? Like a few miles or...
Yeah. I mean, a good distance away. Maybe not as far as you had hoped.
I'm going to reach out with my primeval awareness to see what's in the area around me.
How far does that extend?
If I'm in a favored terrain, 6 miles.
6 lovely miles.
And forest and mountains are my 2 favorite terrains. So we're in a forest. And I'm just going to expend a first level slot. So it's 1 minute of concentration. It doesn't give me locations or numbers, but it will reveal any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present within 1 mile or 6 miles in favored terrain. It just lets me know what's in the immediate area.
Right. So you get the sense that there are, at the far edge of your senses to the east, you sense humanoid beings.
It would tell me what type they are. Are they fae? If they're fae, it would tell me they're fae.
They're not fae.
If they're undead, it would tell me they're undead.
They're
Like,
not
that's-
undead.
It's very specific about it. Like, it tells me what they are. It says, as an action, you can expend 1 ranger spell slot, 1 minute per level of spell slot to sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present within 1 mile of you or 6 miles in your favored terrain. It does not reveal location or number.
Yeah,
It's kind of a convoluted ability, but
it is, but none of those things are there. You are able to sense that there are kind of humanoid creatures that are not fae, fiend,
Okay.
dragon, or otherwise.
Okay.
In addition to, all of the wildlife between you and around you.
I will move in their direction.
Okay.
Searching pretty regularly for active signs that they've been through the area that I'm moving through. Do you need me to make investigation?
Yes, please.
Sure. It's like a 14.
So, based on the way you've been traveling, you knew that Conyberry was somewhere in the area kind of northeast from where you were. And so you traveled in that direction for that evening. You kind of continue in that same direction throughout the day. When you get to the edge of kind of that 6 mile edge, you pick up a series of tracks. And you continue to follow them. And they split.
Can I make an investigation check to see if I can tell how many different footfalls there are? Like different sets of footprints?
Yes.
Or is that survival?
Yeah, we'll go with survival on that one.
That is a 22.
So you can tell that there are many sets of what look like your regular run-the-mill humanoid track.
So like booted prints?
Yes. Moving kind of in the eastern direction from where you are currently.
Like almost like a group, like marching, like an army, or like just people walking? Because the prints would be different. One, the army would be like very symmetrical and moving
It's
together.
not necessarily an army, but it's a large group of people.
Okay. And what direction are they? You said they split. What directions do they split in? Because I'm kind of heading like northeast.
Yep,
So
you've been heading northeast. The group of large footfalls seems to be heading more east. However, there are a group of wolf tracks that lead north.
I may turn north. As interesting as these humanoids are, and these human tracks are, kind of knowing where I am and knowing for how long we've kind of had almost wolves in the distance a few times from my own recollection, I may turn and follow those tracks.
You feel kind of a pulsing coming from your mark that is getting more intense. Give me an insight check into yourself. Talk to roll again.
It's a 14.
You feel an inexplicable pull north.
I go north.
You travel north for the next few hours, following these wolves' tracks, losing them here and there in the wood, picking them back up again. Night falls. As you once again climb a tree to try and get a sense of vantage of the area around you,
See, we're making choices now.
Indeed.
An interesting choice. Wasn't your whole reason of coming this way for your friends?
Yes.
But your friends lie to the south and to the east.
Then why pull me this way?
Oh, did I?
Don't be coy. Your sight is much further reaching than mine.
True.
You know what lays before me.
I may.
You know that you also may have known that I was going to make this choice before I made it.
I did not. But it
You know me.
is fun seeing how predictable you can be. Oisin, I'm going to continue trying to teach you lessons. I feel as though you know me, you haven't fully listened to me. I said a while back, to know me is to know yourself.
I know why I want to follow these tracks.
Of course you do.
Do I need to say it?
Do you?
Or do you know my heart?
Do you?
I do. At least I believe I do.
Then why lie to yourself?
That's an easy answer. Sometimes it's almost impossible to face the truth. It's an easier road to lie to oneself than to accept the truth for what it is.
And now we're growing. Oisin, you didn't leave to save your friends, did you?
I think there's truth in that statement. But maybe not in the way that is at the top expressed. I think it's a deeper... I left. One, because I was angry. And I needed some time. And I needed to speak with you.
And finally, we've arrived at the truth. Oisin,
I think you have the ability to help me save my friends, or at least keep them safe.
I have the ability to teach you. And I'm going to continue to try for as long as you let me. Oisin, you need to heal. You carry around burdens that weigh you down. You carry burdens that get in the way of you moving forward. Healing does not require letting go. It does require making oneself whole.
I agree.
I know you do. I keep telling you. You
I have a
are the
favor.
same.
I have a favor to ask of you. If you could make this happen. Do you know how long it's been since I've sat in a temple that was under your name? My childhood. That temple lays in ruins. I have not seen a cleric of yours since I was a child. If you find it within your grace to send one my way, that would be wonderful.
An interesting request.
Maybe it'll help me unburden myself. They will know the mark for what it is, too.
True. They would. Oisin, I find your request interesting. For many reasons.
Why?
One, because we are one now. You have no need of a temple to commune with me. You've no need of a cleric to speak with me. You have
Call me a creature of old habit. But I agree with you. Why would I? It's funny. I feel the need to unburden myself to a cleric, and yet I could just unburden myself to you.
If by unburdening yourself to me, you mean unburdening yourself to yourself, then sure. Let's have this conversation, Oisin. I'm going to ask you a very simple question.
I'm listening.
Did you do everything you could for your village? And don't give me some pious, well-wishing, wish I could, wish I may. Think about what you did. Did you do everything?
So there are two answers to that question, and they're very simple answers. My mind tells me yes, but my heart tells me no.
That's because your heart is broken.
There's nothing that I could have done. My logical, tactical mind tells me there's nothing I could have done. We were overwhelmed. I wasn't well enough trained. I was very young. Not young enough to not fight. I did fight, but it wasn't. There was just nothing else I could do but flee.
Then it was enough.
I did have one piece of healing, and you should be aware of this. I went back to my village after it was destroyed. I buried my family. I buried the village members.
Was that not enough?
I have not killed those responsible.
That is a different matter.
I appreciate your wisdom.
I told you, Oisin, I need you to heal.
As for these wolves,
What about them?
it's another matter of vengeance.
Oisin, I must tell you, as you continue to heal, our connection will become more clear. You can hear me more clearly, can't you?
Yes.
That is because you are allowing yourself to heal. Oisin, you don't need me to say this because you know it to be true. But I will tell you anyway. You did enough. You did what you could for your village, and keeping yourself alive was not a failure, but a choice to survive, to honor them, to keep them alive. They fought for you. Now you can fight for them. That's not a wound. That's a blessing. You made a choice. You have to accept that choice and know that now, as long as you live, you can choose vengeance. That is what it means to choose me. Not to be broken, but to be whole. To be unwavering, you must be sound. There are no doubts. There are no weaknesses. You're channeling emotion that you've already dealt with, not that will betray you in the wrong moment. Make no mistake, Oisin. We will take vengeance. We will slay evil. And I have pushed you to do so in the past. To help communicate with you, to help reconcile yourself. But I do not want to continue doing that further, because it should be a choice that you make. And sometimes vengeance, true vengeance, takes a level head and restraint in order to be executed perfectly.
I agree.
Continue to heal, Oisin. And if you want a true test, continue north. Climb to the tallest tree you can find and wait. Remember, this is your choice.
And you're going to feel the presence recede from you. And then concentrate down into the mark of your arm.
I will eat a little bit of rations. And what time is it now?
After you've finished up eating, it's probably around 10 o'clock at night.
I will go ahead and I will trance now so that when I get going again, it's still dark.
Okay. You finish your trance, and as you awake to the sound of wolf howls. North.
How high up? Okay. Like pretty far? Like off in the distance? Okay. I will follow.
You travel another half hour or so north. And as Chevrash said, you climb the tallest tree you can find. You feel the moonlight. And even though, for all intents and purposes, you are invisible, you still feel like the moonlight engulfs you like a blanket. You feel at peace in its embrace, truly flourishing in the dead of night. As you look around for the sound of wolves, your eyes catch on a clearing about 200 feet in front of you. And you see a pack of wolves. They form and begin to circle one another.
I will observe them for a little bit, just kind of watching what they're doing.
You begin to feel a sensation in your arm again. Different, given the peaceful state you've been in. And after having observed these wolves for some time, you become aware that they're not acting like wolves. They may be in wolf form, but their mannerisms are different. You begin to see a large gray wolf begin to stand upright.
I hunter's mark him.
He takes on the form
I can't. It's too far away.
Of an insanely large werewolf. You can see claws extend. You can see his face grow and elongate, ears pointing straight up, muscles beginning to bulge. as it increases in size. And it lets out a howl. And as it does, the other 6 wolves begin to transform in the same way. All bodies contorting and growing into massive werewolves. After letting out a group howl, you see their bodies once again twist and contort into dark humanoid figures. And you instantly recognize they're drow. And we will pick up there during the next session.
I'm too far away to Hunter's Mark. I was going to start shooting.
It's a test machine.
Anyway, that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little side quest with myself and Oisin here. And please make sure that if you are catching this on the YouTube, you're hitting the like button, subscribe to this, and do us a favor and ring the notification bell to get more. You can catch up with us on Saturday nights on YouTube and Twitch. It gets streamed there simultaneously. And if you really want to support the cause, we just opened up a Patreon, patreon.com/Dungeon Nytes. You can sign up for as little as $5 and get instant access to all of our VODs and early access to videos in addition to a bunch of other perks. Thank you so much for being here. We love your faces, guys. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.